Hello everyone, I believe everything is working. How are you? Do you hear me? Is the music good? Is everything perfect? Boo is smashing. Cool, I see you bought the icon. Just checking to check that everything is okay. Hey yo. So today will be a little bit special. Well, special for now. I will try to code more often on the stream. It should not impact the gaming content because we will still game on Wednesday evening and Saturday evening. But as music is a bit too loud. Is it better? Oh, it's speaking something. No, there's barely any music here. So it's probably just the stream. We will start developing our game soon on stream, so the game that we made for London Dare. We will start developing it, continuing it, etc. If you didn't play that game, here is the link. You can always go to it, it's free to play, so you can have an ID. And we will do that probably in the coming weeks, coming months. But today I'm a bit excited because I want to make my own Twitch extension. So what is a Twitch extension? It's quite simple. Let's see. If I go to... I changed everything, so it's a bit weird for me to know where my buttons are. If I come here, you probably all know what is a Twitch extension, of course. You all use some. For instance, the most obvious one that we are using right now is the stream avatar with your little avatar, or the music one. And I was looking with Boo at the one that was fitting more our own concept, our own branding, dare I say, about the channel, and I didn't find something that fit us. But I'm a developer, well, I used to be at least. I know a bit about web development, not too much. I never made really a big website. I made more big, strong application, backend application, etc. But at least I understand the principle, so I think I can dabble a bit and try to create our own. So the big reveal, the extension that we want to do is something like this. Let me zoom in and let's go to this stream. Are you listening? There's someone speaking sometimes. On the music. I don't think there's someone speaking on the music. Is this open? No, this is not open. I don't know what you are speaking about, Boo. I'm so sorry. With just one sentence, can you elaborate? Hello, Erziar! So, I will try to continue, and I'm sorry if there's someone speaking, I don't hear it. Maybe try to explain me with different words, so I can understand. So, this is the extension we want to create today. We will probably not manage to create it completely today, because as I was saying, I know nothing about it. We will just make the basics, check how it works, code a little bit, see if it's possible. And the goal is this. The goal is to create an extension that would go on our channel. The music volume goes down a bit and the sound like a text-to-speech voice play. Then it goes back to normal. Okay, let me cut that. It's probably because I have the royalty-free music here and I will switch to radio. Let me see. I will put the gold old. I didn't hear it here, so that's very weird. It's something about that website that I was using. Let's see, copyright, free music, background music. I will put YouTube. It will remind me from time to time that I have to click, are you still alive? So tell me when you don't have music anymore. That one should be better then. Okay, so back to the extension. Let's see if it works. Ah, you watch an anime? Awesome. So this is the extension we want to do. It's an extension where viewers can eventually spend bits or waffle point, we don't know yet, probably a combination of both, but here I just put bits, to buy pâtisserie. So pâtisserie is pastry, it's the French word, and the extension name will be pâtisserie. So you can send to your streamer maybe a waffle or a croissant, a cake, etc. It's very simple. The user will just first choose which kind of pâtisserie he wants to send to the streamer, and after that he can configure the pâtisserie on a second screen, maybe add some extra ingredient, etc. And when he will add some extra ingredient, the ingredient will be visible on the icons. The icons, Boo will make them, I will make the code. And of course, once it is sent, then it will be an overlay on the screen of the streamer that will say that person offered a croissant for 50 bits. Haha! Woohoo! And it will also say it in the chat. That's the dream. And the dream includes also to have our leaderboard with the top chef for the best tipper, the person. Maybe we can have two leaderboards, one with bits, one with waffle points. We will see what we can do, what's possible. The extent of my knowledge is I checked a tiny bit today, well, not today, mostly last night, how I could start with that, and I have very, very small amount of understanding. So we will really learn together today. It's the first time I do this kind of stream, so forgive me if I'm not extremely entertaining. I will do my best, but it's quite hard for me to code and speak at the same time. I have to get used to it. Thank you for your contribution, by the way. Everyone, I think Toll, you contributed as well, yes, and Erziar, and Boo. Wow. Where is the challenge now? 20,000 out of 25,000. Oh, you are not answering me, so bye, I guess. Well, I'm trying to, but I may not succeed. Okay, so, joking of course, let's see. This is extension 101. It's a tutorial from Twitch about how to make an extension. I already glanced at it, but we will mostly follow it at the beginning. So I will follow this extension tutorial that allows us to make a small interaction between streamer and viewer. That's not what I want to do at the end, of course, but it will teach me a lot. Once I will have followed this tutorial, I will be able to start tweaking the code and implement my own versions, etc. The chat is a very weird place right now. Let me change this location. Should be better, yeah. Okay. Can you make a shadow box for the chat in stream? On white ramp you can read the text. Yes, I could. I don't know why it's using that chat though. Everything is going bad. I changed the chat here. I thought it would it should go away, but it modified all the chat in all the streams. That's not what I wanted. Today is an experimental stream. So, what's happening with the chat box? Damn, doesn't work what we wanted to do, Boo. I can do something. I have an idea. I can switch it back to box design. That should fix it for everything. Okay, now you should be able to see the chat. Let me know, and let's test this. Okay, that's better, right? Yeah, we can have the box and not disappearing, so that will be good. Okay, better. I may change and it doesn't work good. So we can apparently have only one kind of chat. I thought we could have two. Twitch extension though. This extension that we will do here is about creating a Would You Rather extension. Let me try to find a picture of it so you will understand. Twitch extension tutorial, objective, no. If I go there. Okay, so the extension that we will create first will be just something that looks like this. So just a box that says would you rather, and then you can select two stuff and submit the question to the streamer. Very simple. Once I have done that and I have understood how everything works, I will then make my own extension. So in order to do that, there's multiple things to do. We have first to go to the dev.twitch.tv and we have to create an extension here. So would you rather toboggis? Let's create it like that. That's the name of the extension that we will create right now. We also have to select what kind of extension we want. So the extension we want here is just a panel. So because a panel is what goes on the bottom here. That will be the best. But I will just select everything. That will just give us more opportunity for later. We could fill all of those, but as I'm not making, this is just a tutorial, I will not fill them because we don't need to. And let's create the extension. Done. That was easy. That's the first part. The second part is to have two programs. The first program is the Visual Studio Code, of course, to code, or any code editor that you like, and the developer rig from Twitch. So I have the developer rig here, and the developer rig allows you to test your extension. This was the first test I did yesterday, but it disappeared. The developer rig allows you to configure and test your extension locally. It's a bit of a glitchy program as far as I understand, so sometimes you have to reopen it, but here we see that we have the would you rather toboggis that is selected, and I can say next. Okay, I have to select a location where I will put all my files, and that's always easy. I put them all at the same place, toboggis, and we will make a new folder for it. Would you rather toboggis? Perfect. Select this folder. We could select a tutorial example, etc. here to have pre-made code, etc. But when I tried that with the program just crashed. So don't do it. That's why I will go to GitHub to download specific file, etc. Or even better, I will try to do it all myself just to learn better. So what I will say is I will use my own code. Next. Perfect. Let's get started. There is no dark mode for this one, I'm sorry. But that should be okay. We now have this location here that we can open, and that's the folder with just our project. I will go one higher and just open it with Visual Studio Code. Let's get started. Okay, so in Visual Studio Code, the only thing we have is the configuration of the extension. There's nothing really interesting here. It is exactly the same that we have in the other interface, but without an interface. So for instance, you have the version 001, and we can see the version here 001. That's the same, exactly. The rest that we have to do is to create everything here. So create HTML file, create JavaScript file, CSS, etc. I could go ahead like a barbarian, which I'm used to do, and try to do it all myself, but this time, just to be sure that I grasp correctly the concept, I will follow the tutorial. I'm being not really myself right now. I'm trying to do stuff correctly. Okay. Extension, we know what it is. Good. Create an extension. This we just did. So no, that's the amazing stuff about Twitch. They host for you the extension. So you have here in the developer process, you have the local test first. Then you test yourself by hosting yourself in your local host, etc. They are reviewing your code just to be sure that there is no issue, security issue, copyright issue, etc. And once it's approved, they will host it in their own CDN. So that's really cool. You don't have to take care of anything. And they host your front end and your back end. And you can also choose a wide variety of backend options that you want. Here I will probably just use a Node.js because that's the easier, but they also support Go, for instance. You could make your own server in Go. So yeah, they have a wide variety of examples in their GitHub. A lot of them are made in Go though, but I'm a bit less experienced in Go than in JavaScript, even though I'm not super experienced in JavaScript. So I prefer to go with Node.js right now, for sake of simplicity. Back to the extension. So start an extension, we did all of that. We did all of that, we didn't care because it's a test. We just spoke about the extension lifecycle. And we are good, we can go to the next page. Objective. No, we did that. File structure, okay. So this refers me to the GitHub of Sonia145, which I have open right here. And it just tells me what's in the folder directory. So we can see that there's just a few HTML pages, config, panel, live config, and that's all. And those HTML pages are actually the page that will be hosted in the iframe within Twitch. So the one that is panel in for instance, stream avatar would be the HTML page that defines this. That's good. We also have a JavaScript that goes on the back of those HTML page. Some JavaScript for the configuration. So when you install the extension on your page, you can configure it. The streamer can configure it. Like for instance, in the sound alert, we could choose which sound we want to have in the sound alert. That's made in the config.json with the config.html. And then we can eventually have a backend that will come just later after. They tell us to check out the step 2 of the branch step 2 here, because it's the branch that has all the latest file. I will just download it as a zip right now. I don't want to deal with Git just to have this. And I will drop it here and export it. I will also open it in Visual Code so we can look at the code in an easier way, because the way we can look at the code here during the explanation is just by snippet, and sometimes without the context it's a bit harder to do. Okay, so we can skip that. That's kind of the explanation I just did. That's my way of doing tutorial. Configuration page, yes. So here, that's the panel page that we will have, where viewer can select 2 questions and send it. The configuration, the live configuration page is a page while the streamer is streaming that allow him to see what the user submitted. And the configuration page allow to select which sentence are available in the panel. Very good. Okay, let's already try with something like that. So let's try to create our own. So what we need, let's try first to have just a panel HTML. Okay, and we will just copy paste this one. And look inside of it. So we can see that we just have a normal document HTML, blah blah blah. We define some font family. Are you making the bit extension with Patisserie or AFK game for chat? It's a extension for Patisserie. Yes, I will work on the Patisserie extension, but before doing that, I'm taking the beginning of the stream to make a tutorial about how to make it. So here we have a simple HTML page that has a form in it that allows you to select and submit something. And you can see also that it refers to, this is an important line, the script extension. I don't need to have Google API, I can remove that. and it also requires the common JavaScript and Vue JavaScript, but let's comment that for now. What I will try to do is here select which file I want to have as my panel. Perfect. I can run the server, and now in the extension view I should be able to create a new panel, and we can see this HTML. So this is what the extension will look like right now with the code we have. Very easy HTML. Now let's copy over the command and the viewer.js. So the command, what does it have? Okay, it has something to update element, and the viewer, we can read it together after. Can I just copy them over like that? Or do I have to do it in the... No, I have to do it like this. Okay, let's copy everything. That will be easier to have one Visual Studio. Okay, place. Okay, just one Visual Studio. Everything is available. We should be okay. Let's have a look. We just have a few pages. The panel, we can add a new panel here, which will be the configuration, I suppose. Yes, we can see the configuration. And do we have the live configuration? I don't know what is the page for the live configuration. It is named nothing. Okay, so we have the configuration page here. I don't think they implemented the live configuration directly right now. So let's skip that for now. Okay, we also have the backend, which is hosted. It's a Node.js backend, I suppose. So could I just run it in Node? Node backend.js. Aha, some stuff are not found. So I suppose we are using package from nps, yes, so from npm. So I have to npm install to download the external package, and then I will be able to make a node run then. Node backend.js. Crossing our finger. Boom. Everything failed. Access to an existing property count. Circular dependency. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. In server.js 400. So we have something with a MongoDB here, which doesn't work. I want to be able to run this test first. So can I have more information about that? It's a Mongo network error. I suppose that in the server.js here, we call it, but this is the method that is called by our code. And so it's somewhere in the backend.js that we are calling a database. And probably, yes, base secret, etc. I may have to change those. Let's have a look. We have Mongoose, so that's creating a MongoDB database. And if I look where it is used, step 2, connecting to Mongoose. Okay, let's see if I just comment that out. Save and try to run, will it work? Just to have an idea of, is the problem coming from there? Yes, the problem is coming from this connection. Perfect. So I suppose this is the line of code that poses problem. And what is the problem here? It's because I suppose we don't have a Mongo database. So let's have a look at the website now, because I know that in building the database, they are having a process to create it, I think. So, okay, we have to install Node.js. That is already done. Install MongoDB locally. A quick way to install MongoDB is Homebrew. I have no idea what is that. We also need to install library. So, okay, install MongoDB locally. Homebrew. Let's Google that. Homebrew is something from Mac. Installing MongoDB on Mac. Okay, so can I install MongoDB locally with npm? MongoDB npm? Or maybe with chocolate? I mean, let's try it. I don't know if it works. I'm confused. What did you mean with Homebrew? They are telling us to use Homebrew to install MongoDB, but I don't know what is Homebrew. And it looks like being something to install stuff on Mac. So that will not work on Windows, I suppose. Windows. Looks like Linux, yeah. So I have to figure out how to install MongoDB locally on a Windows machine. Which may be possible to do it. That's the driver, that's not MongoDB. But I guess I can go to MongoDB website and just download it, right? I suppose. Do I have to register? I hate that. Just to download. Get started. MongoDB community. I have to go to that one. Yes, perfect. So Windows, MSI, perfect. Let's download this. Okay, so now I will be able to have a MongoDB running locally. I can close this. And then I will have to change the connection string to that MongoDB. Also, in the meantime, I have to run this command of npm in my code. Probably everything is already installed from the package. That's fine. Okay, 200 mega, that's quite big. I don't really like to use MongoDB, etc. I would like to be able to be without a database. But I'm afraid that for the leaderboard I will need to have something like that. Maybe I can use SQL little though, because I prefer it. And it's hosted in a file, you don't need to install anything. SQLite npm. You don't need to have a server, it's much more compact. So maybe for my own version, when I stop the tutorial, I will use SQLite instead. Yeah, that's quite easy. You just do that, you open it, and it can be stored as a file on your server. Simply. No extra stuff. That will be much better. But let's follow the tutorial. I want to see it working. Once I have a tutorial that is working, we can create our own version. 30 more seconds. Okay. Let's read the rest while we do that. Understanding the backend code. Connect, submitting question to the database. Displaying submitted question on the config live page. Liveconfig.js. The config live page is just JS. It doesn't have an HTML? Maybe. Do I see it here? No. I don't have it. Not that I will need it for my extension, so that's not an issue. Okay, the download is done. Let's install MongoDB. Preparing to install. And next. Yes, very good agreement. Do I want complete? Sure. But don't put it on the C because I don't have much space. Do that. Okay, it's a banning in progress. Run the network service, fine for me. That's good, install. And then we will have to validate that our port exists. I don't know if we can connect to a non-existing database just by doing that. It will create the database if it doesn't exist or not. I have no idea. Maybe. Can I control click on it to have more information? Open the default Mongoose connection. That's all. No, MongoDB is not the same as MySQL. The difference is the way it structures its file. So MySQL is a SQL database, so you can make a SQL query, etc. And mostly what it means, it means that every data store is a table, like Excel, for instance. MongoDB is a document database, so if you have your Excel file, it means that every row in your Excel file is a different document. It's a bit of a different concept. It's kind of the same, it just doesn't use the same language, etc. What I want to use is not even MySQL, it's SQLite, which is like MySQL but works without the need of having a server. So here I needed to install a program, etc. It's really boring, you have to have a second process running on your computer. With SQLite you just have a file that is named .db, and it's like editing an Excel file but with code. Much easier. When I don't know something, when I don't know a technology, and here the technology I don't know is the Twitch extension and all the API of Twitch extension, I like to go with the simplest code possible at the beginning. So for instance, I could for my front end and also my backend use plenty framework like React, Vue.js, etc. To have a lot of powerful templated system, etc. But that will confuse me and I may lose time trying to figure out issue related to those instead of trying to figure issue related to the communication with Twitch. You know it, you worked with it when you program a small program for managing storage just for fun. Cool! Hello Swedish Tileset! Welcome to one of our programming stream. Today is a bit experimental. While it downloads, did you code a lot earlier for your work or etc.? In C#? Yeah, mostly I'm a C# developer as well. So I developed for 10 years in C# in Belgium. So I'm still a bit tiptoeing with the other language, but everything is kind of the same. This is the extension we are trying to do today. We are trying to make a Twitch extension where viewers can buy patisserie or pastry for virtual pastry for the streamer, and then they should appear on stream. I don't think we will manage it today, but I will try my best to learn. Which language are we using though? Now I'm not using anything anymore because I'm more in the management side, in my daily customers, etc. But I used quite a lot of language in my life, maybe 10, 20 different ones. Today we will just use some JavaScript with Node.js, very, very low-level website development. Basic HTML, basic JavaScript, maybe jQuery, maybe Express, a little bit of that. You also wanted to make an extension. Yeah, that's super fun, I think, to customize your own extension for your own stream. It's an hobby, my work has nothing to do with programming. That's maybe better, because when your work has to do with programming and you love programming, sometimes it can reduce the enjoyment that you have doing it, if you know what I mean. It's nice to keep some stuff as a hobby. Okay, the installation of MongoDB is taking a long time, a really long time. While it does that, we can have a look at the sample code though, just to understand it. Let's read it from the beginning. Here we just import some libraries, nothing complicated, one for Mongoose, MongoDB, and one for JSON Web Token, but they say in the tutorial they import it, but they don't use it. We create an Express server, very easy, that can pass body, I guess, for incoming request. And we create a secret for the JWT token. That's probably something I have to change. It's probably not the correct one, that I don't know what it is. We are defining the header for our response when we are called on the Express server. Perfect. So every time we have a query on the server, we will add a header in the HTML response and then continue with the route. So probably if we have /question, this will be the beginning, and then we will go to /question here. Here we are connecting to the database. That's what we are trying to install right now. And then we have some URL route, for instance the /question, that will make some code, and there's a very bad formatting. So what does it do? It log something in the log, so we can see that we have a correct call. It verify and decode the payload. So probably there's something about HTTPS and encoding of the query. But this is the payload at the end once it's downloaded. So we have a channel ID and a user. Twitch is not sending information about the user at the beginning. It's just sending a fake ID for the user. So we have the opaque user. We log those two, and then we just save it in my data. What is the question? The question is a model from MongoDB, so we can just make mydata.save. We save it in the database. We are done. Okay, that's quite easy. That's always okay. We have MongoDB here. Let's finish reading this first. We also listen on port. Port is defined here, so on the port 3000. So it's localhost 3000 and then /question, etc. And that's the verify and decode. What does it do? It checks that there's the special constant that there was on top, and if it checks it, then it verifies it with the JSON Web Token. I don't know that. We will have to check what it is. The JSON Web Token and security, etc. in JavaScript, I really don't know a lot how they say. But the server basically is just answering one HTML page, which is /question. It's not even an HTML page, it's more like a API query that stores what is sent to it as a body, so as a post body in the database. Simply finish this. That's quite easy. So probably on the viewer side, I suppose that on any of the panel we have a button, yes, an input that submit here, and it has an ID form that will probably go to the viewer.js. On change, configuration, on form submit here, and the on form submit will validate that we have a token to see that we authorized, and if we have a token, submit a question with the value of option 1 and option 2, the drop-down list, and make a post with the URL localhost 3000 question with JSON data encoded, and it adds the string bearer here that we saw in the server that we didn't know what it was. So it's just like that. You search for picture of it, I can send it to you if you want, but it's from 2018 and really simple designed but worked perfectly, but you never finished it. Sure, send it on Discord. We can, if you want, we show it to everyone. If you want just for me, I can keep it on my other screen. Okay, so the code is pretty simple. The only part that is a bit confusing for me is the authorization, but that's due to HTTPS, and I'm really not an expert with that. So let's try to make it run. We have a MongoDB database here. No, and no, thank you. Perfect. And what is that? Can I make a new database? Connect to... Ah, that's not MongoDB database. It's... What did I download? I downloaded a program that allows me to browse MongoDB database. Did I download a MongoDB database as well? Because I thought I downloaded the MongoDB Community Edition. Ah, I have to write server. That's where I clicked. Yeah, I downloaded that. So I suppose it comes with its own editor software. So MongoDB Compass, that's the name. Connect to, it opens another page. Connect to, initializing, we are both initializing. Loading plugin, wow. It's a node code. Okay, let me open this code because I don't have notification when... Let's see while it's initializing. I guess I can see it, show it to everyone, I don't know, you didn't tell me. Wow, but it's WinForm, I guess. That's cool, huh? That's really show the style of the application, show the age. But that's cool. Do you want us? Ah, okay, that's the community stuff. The screen is a bit far away. Ah, that's in German, so that's why I cannot understand it. Okay. I guess the port would be correct, and let's try to run it, we will see. Whatever happens, happens. Backend, I still have this stuff, so I don't think there's an npm start that is configured here, but let's add it, because what I want to do is node backend.js, that's all, comma. So I can now write npm start instead of typing the other one. It's not a big change, but when we will start to have more configuration here, it would be a good reminder. Server listening, it worked! Just like that? Okay, so I guess in this program I can connect to this MongoDB here. Yes! Look at that! Haha! We have our database, and we should have... Okay, so we don't have anything in it right now. It didn't make any questions. So when you create a model here, it's akin to creating a new table in SQL. I can show it if I want. Aha, okay. Look everyone. This is the application that Drazil RZR made before. Searching for EAN, so a specific code for a machine, I suppose. Very, very old. SQL Little was the perfect choice for me, but it never managed to store the picture as a base64 string in the SQL Little database, or load it from there. Yeah, me neither. I mostly store them always in as a file next to it. That's cool. We are all creative people here. So let's leave this open. That's nice to have. Now I have my server listening. So oh man, damn, I don't see the chat though. I have my server listening. I have my front end running here from the Twitch developer rig. So can I submit a question? Drazil was RZR. Yeah, it's we all have 20 names. Option A, option B. I don't see anything in this this option. Maybe I have to refresh all views. No, I suppose I have to finish the config. So if I submit this button, will it do something? Nope. Okay. So I see that we did make a call. Can I open this panel in Chrome? That will be better. View in browser? Okay, so now that I have this panel open in Chrome, I can go to the developer tool, and on every single one of my computer, it's a different key. And we can see the code in... Okay, question fail. Question succeed here, but the call to question fail. And do I have a fail in my server? No, no information at all. Okay, so I can see that we made a call to HTTP, so there's no JSON token. Ah, they were speaking about that. Locally test your extension. That we are good. They were saying something about Chrome. That we have to disable a security to be able to work with it. Oh, I can even view it and install it on my channel. That's so cool. But I guess it's afterwards. Extension Developer Console. Okay, that's for later. Search doc Chrome. HTTPS on localhost, the easy way. Okay. I have to go to the flag and allow and secure localhost. As long as it's localhost for now, it's fine. Allow and valid security? No, that's not the same. Allow and valid certificate. Yes, let's enable this. Relaunch the browser. And now will the call work? We are not coding at all for now. We are just debugging the the most basic tutorial. Network, submit. No, we still have an issue. But we have a bearer here, which is not the one we have on the other side. So, Toges, you found the answer for storing it as base64 in C# and load it from base64. Cool. But the problem with doing that, putting your image in your database, is that your database will, depends on the picture of course, but your database may start to become larger and larger. And for SQLite, I don't think it's a good idea if you have millions of items. If you just have 10, 20 items, of course, there's no issue at all. Okay, bearer issue. I think the problem here is that I didn't configure my secret for the extension. So let's go back to the beginning. I know I'm going up and down, but I know that in another stuff they were speaking about configuring your secret in another tutorial. GWT secret. The system was never designed for big usage like in a warehouse, yeah? Extension secret is a base64 encoded, haha! And is provided to you by the extension manager. Okay. To retrieve your secret, go to the extension manager. Yeah, I know where that is, I think. It's here. I have the secret. I can show it, copy it, hide it. It's just a test, so we don't mind if you see it. So now I copied my secret, of course. And I can close this. Where do I put it? Go to the console, select a version. Yes, that's okay. That's constant key and constant secret in the backend.js that I have to change. So that's what I saw here. Yes, secret, buffer from secret, this one. Perfect. And the constant key, do I have it? No, we don't need the key on this one. Secret is revealed. Yes, you can use my test secret for now, if you are quick enough. Let's restart the server. And I hope it will work now. So now the server is listening again. I will go back to MongoDB I don't need anymore. To this, refresh it, clear it, push the button. Ah, failed. Why? Do I have a failure on the server? No. Do I have to call it from this website here? So if I edit the context, do I have a user or something like that? Aha! Yes, I cannot call it from Chrome. That's good. So I did manage to call it, and we can see that in the server we received the option A and option B, and the value has been saved. Okay. That's good. So now if we look at this database, can we refresh it somehow? F5. Reload. Reload, suspense, no more music. We need music. I'm here. Thank you. Okay. It lost the connection. Recent, here. Connect to that one. We now have the application here, WYR test, which is the database that is created here, WYR test, IR test, and we have a question in it. And in question, we can see we have a document with option A and option B. Cool. That's nice. Yes. Yeah, it's a nice interface. And you see the difference here is that this is an entry in the document. So it's just not a table. It's just one file that contains all the information in a JSON format. That's the only difference between MongoDB and MySQL. And also the way to query it is a bit different. You don't use SQL, you use another language. All of that is abstracted in the code anyway. So good, I guess. Why do I only have option A and option B though? Is it because in my panel.html, I don't have more option here. Let's say, would you rather eat a banana, kiss your grandma, or I don't know, something that finished by ma. Anything. Do anything. Or in option B, we will make, would you rather... What are those options? I'm just trying random stuff. Leave a follow, cool. Leave a follow. Start a battle. And last one, jump. Perfect. Let's try to see if that works. So if I understand correctly, here I can refresh. Now I have those ones, so I will submit to the streamer. I don't know why those I cannot submit them. Ah, maybe yes. Okay, I will try after. So would you rather eat a banana or start a battle? Submit. Perfect. Will that be enough? I can close this. It's my timer. Can I refresh this question? Refresh. Refresh. Yes. Would you rather eat a banana or start a battle? That's very good. That's very good. We have the extension working. Put a book on fire. Would you rather a banana in your ear or in your nose? Aha! With the horses song. Okay, we have something working. So now, instead of having this, we want to make our own extension. It took us 1 hour to just make the simple basic one running. I wonder what this one is doing, so let's try to submit it. I don't think they completed the whole code. Yeah, normally this is supposed to store it in the configuration, and the configurations, and you read it in your config, in your panel.html to fill those options, I suppose. But that's not yet in the code here. We listened to it. We didn't understand it, but we did listen to it. Let's see. I suppose they are not speaking about the configuration. Yes, they are speaking about the configuration here. Set up the configuration. You no need to write the saved broadcaster option as a saved array on the configuration servers. To do this, we are going to use the Twitch configuration step function. Okay. Let's just read the config.js because sometimes code is easier for me to read. We receive a context, nothing to do. We receive authorization, nothing to do. Yeah, he was there. I think Swedish Style said he was there already. You won some games. Didn't work the link. You cannot put it like that. Let me... Aha, here's the link. I was faster. Okay. Yeah, you have it. The commands, you have to put them directly. I don't know why. So, okay, we have a function that receives when configuration changed from Twitch. When it changed, and if we are the broadcaster, I guess, we update the option on the HTML page. Okay, but it's disabled. Here everything is disabled. Okay, that's why it's not working. I don't think I will need option for our own page. So let's start anew, and now that we know how this works, let's try to build something that I know a bit better and make some page. So of course here I will just modify the code because it's easier. Instead of starting anew, I don't want this JavaScript. This is really not what I want. What I want is to have something that resembles, not perfectly, our mockup here. Okay, let's focus on making this a bit, to change a bit. The easiest way for me to do that, I would say, is to use Bootstrap because I like it, and it allows you to have stretching component a bit better, etc. So I will just npm bootstrap. Will that work? Crossing my finger. That worked. Okay, we do have Bootstrap now. So Bootstrap is just a UI library that contains a lot of UI elements for HTML. Did it download it? I don't see it. Bootstrap 2.0 is no longer supported. Yeah, we will use Bootstrap 5, I guess. That's what it said? Did I miss it in the config? Deprecated, Bootstrap package no longer supported. Okay, I need Bootstrap 5. What's the npm command for npm bootstrap 5? A tad lower music. Here. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the music, it's a bit too violent. Anyway. When it works at first, it's something unexpected, of course. Bootstrap npm, here it is. Okay, tell me it's the correct one. Ah, I have to put the version here. But maybe I can just change it in my package.json. Bootstrap, give me 5, thank you, and then just make a npm style. It should download the updated version. What? No matching version for Bootstrap 5. Yes, something higher than 5, please. 500-alpha. Let's just rerun it. I will delete it from here, and then manage to make a copy paste for once. Copy paste. Those buttons never works. No. Okay, I will manually copy paste and not use the button. Copy. Okay, it worked. Bootstrap 5 Alpha 1. Okay, vulnerabilities, but we don't care. Some deprecate stuff. We do have Bootstrap now. Okay, I need to add it in my page, of course. So, getting started page. Here I put the link, but I don't want the CDN. I want the one that is hosted locally. But I guess I can just... I cannot use remote website with a Twitch extension, so I cannot contact a Bootstrap that is hosted somewhere else. But I can refer to the Bootstrap that is here, if I find it. It's supposed to be here. Added to package, removed one package. This is confusing me. Whatever. Let's read more then, to be sure. Introduction. Optional JavaScript, choose one of the two. Option 2, Bootstrap with proper bundle. We should have that file in our file structure somewhere. Can I find in folder Bootstrap? No, it's not there. This is Milkman? EPT, this code is now my property. Don't worry, this code is not secret. Quick start. Install npm bootstrap next, not alpha. Okay. Once again, back to the beginning. We delete this. We npm install next and not alpha. Now we have a different one. And then what do? I need more screens. I'm not using just one screen right now. Yarn we don't need, Composer we don't need, Nuget we don't need. And then we go to the getting started page and we should see a Bootstrap folder in our Node.js folder. And I don't. This is so weird. You know what? As I'm not hosting right now Bootstrap, the extension on the Twitch host, I can keep this issue for later and just use the CDN. So let's just use the CDN of Bootstrap, which is here. Link in your head. So I have my head here and I will add a link. I hope it will work. Link. Close the link. And then put the CDN of Bootstrap. I don't need to open them. Yes. Just a link like that. Let's try that. Okay, so I just put the link to Bootstrap that is hosted on the CDN. We will see if it works. Let's just refresh the page in this developer rig. We will see if there's an issue. Not yet. A good way to test if Bootstrap is working, I can maybe just add a button with a variant. Just a button. Will that work? Okay, we have a button here. There's no text in it, of course. Hello, Bootstrap. I have to find the good stuff. Okay, we have a... No, that's a normal HTML button. We don't have the Bootstrap here. But I suppose if I inspect this, maybe I have to put a type in the HTML button. Let's see the component. Buttons. Okay. Yes, I have to put a type of button to the button. Let's put a blue one, info, just to test. Okay, and then we come back to this, we refresh. We have Bootstrap working. Okay, we have all the style of Bootstrap, etc. So that's nice. Congratulations for me winning star by jumping. I think it's a random star that fell on me. Sorry for that. So perfect, we have Bootstrap. Now in Bootstrap I want a layout. Let's close this. And do I have to configure the size of the window? I think I have to configure the size of the window here. So let's delete this view, create a new view panel, bit chat and subscription status available? Not yet. Use current user. How do you change the resolution? Video resolution? No, that's the resolution of the video of the streamer. Because this is not the same display resolution as a... Okay. I can change it here. This is not the same ratios and the normal panel extension. So I don't know what's happening here. Be right back. But whatever. Would you rather? We will remove the form and we will put a layout from Bootstrap. So component we remove, layout, and I just want a grid, I guess. Yeah, I suppose a grid. And the grid should be... That's complicated, the row doesn't align, but that's nice, okay. So let's say we have a grid with one row on the beginning, and in this we will have the H1 that say patisserie, that's the title of the extension, and in the row we will have multiple rows with 3 rows of patisserie that we want to select, and then finally a last row with a button to switch to the leaderboard or to switch to the Top Chef. I prefer the name Top Chef. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let me remove this one because we don't need it. Refresh. Didn't take into account the column. So probably there's something wrong with the column SM here. It needs a number. What does that number mean? Call just work, I suppose. Let's delete this. Delete this, save, and refresh. Woohoo! Wonderful! I have one closing tag too much here. So let's figure out where it is. Here. Perfect. That's a good start. So, good. That's it. That's the extension, everyone. End of the day. Okay, that's not as easy as that, of course. Why do you mess up my formatting, Visual Studio Code? Okay, probably because it's different than the rest of the page, right? I will make inline CSS right now because I'm a rebel like that. But align center? No, vertical align center. Welcome back. We made a grid. Awesome grid. Let's open this in the browser as well, because it's sometimes easier for me to to change the style there. Oh, smash! To change to test my CSS here. So vertical align, it didn't like it. So what's the correct one then? Is it align? Align self center? No. CSS is a pain sometimes for me. Okay, but that's the H1. What I want to align. Now the div is completely almost 100%. I just want to align the font. Ah, it will font align. Font. Text align. Text align. Text align center. Perfect. Okay. So that's what we need to add. It's just text align to have the center button. All of that should be able to call something in the JavaScript. So each cell that we will have here will have a button and a Bitcoin, okay, a bit price. So let's take a random picture for now. This is good. No, that doesn't work. Screen snip, please. Okay, screen snip is not working right now. Can I save this picture? Maybe on Paint. .NET, of course. Control V, no. But here I can just make, let's be a barbarian again, print screen, Control V, keep canvas size. We go there and we will crop the picture like that. It's just a test, crop to selection. We will make our own 3D model and make render from them, but that will work. Awesome. What I want is to not have the black background though, just something like that. And I will save it in my location. So d git tobogis. We are working on this one for now. It's still a test. And I will make a public folder just to advance slowly. And this will be croissant.png. Perfect. Okay. We have a croissant. Let's see if we can display it on the cell. So what I would like here in the cell, we don't need a div because that's already a div. We will have, maybe we can have a card. Because the card in Bootstrap are quite nice to do that. Let's see, component, card. And the cards allow you to have an image and a text directly under. So that's kind of easy. Image card, just an image with a text. Perfect. I'm being a copy paste hungry right now to make some progress. You really want to code, but school is a great obstacle, sadly. I learned to code when I was at school. I spent, not at school, but when I was very young. So I just spent time on my own at home to do it sometimes. There's so many resources online to learn from the beginning. So really don't hesitate, launch yourself. If you like it, it's something you can that can be very, very satisfying. Okay, so here I have to fix the source, which is public croissant.png. It's very simple. And we cross our finger that it will work. Aha! It works. It's huge, but it works. It's probably huge because I use the card. But if I suppose if I remove the card style, or if I set, if I remove the width of the card and put a width in the picture, well, let's make even better. We will resize the picture to a correct size because that's a bit exaggerated, I suppose, here. Yes, 96 by 96. Well, that's okay. 96 by 96. We had much more on the extension, I suppose. Let's just force it here, just to see what it looks like. Okay, that's 96 by 96. This panel here, this iframe, is super small. I was really expecting it would be longer. Smash school. School is only an obstacle for, let's say, 6 hours a day. Card text, no. Card body will be, what's the name of that? I will remember it. Badge. Is the Steam in green? Sometimes it lags. Yes, it's in green. Everything is green for me. So, no, that's not a badge that I want. Is it though? That would be a good badge, yeah. Which is just badge. Ah, it's a span, it's not a badge, okay. Okay, button. Yeah, I could make a button. The whole stuff could be a button and this could be a badge. Yes. Trying to understand. You're watching some stuff, so you don't know it's from your side. Maybe it's because you're watching some stuff. I hope it's good for everyone else. What did I wanted to do? Have something like that in the code here. I'm used to the React component of Bootstrap, and in the React component they are named badge. So here we could say, for instance, 50 bits just as a test. Yeah, that's why I'm asking if everyone's and it's a bad idea. Let us know if the stream is going good. Okay. Refresh this. 50 bits and a picture. That's a start. You know what we will do also is in the body, in the style, we will make background color black and foreground or font color foreground, I suppose. Text color. It's super consistent. Let's see if at least that works already. Okay, that works. If you're in browser, you see the beginning of the extension here. It will be ugly until it is not. You did know that? Ah, yeah, yes. It will be ugly until it's nice. Font color, is there something existing like that? Foreground. Text color. Text foreground. I have no idea. CSS text color. Thank you. What's the text color for CSS? Just color. They like to be consistent. White for now. Perfect. So I can do that in my main body. So it will apply to all the text, I suppose. Okay, perfect. That's a start. I don't want my card here to have a background, etc. Well, I would like to have a background, but not that color. And also, I would like to center these bits. So let's try that, but we will try as always in Chrome because that's much easier. So if I inspect this part, I can see that the card body here is good. The padding is a bit violent. The padding is the green part, I suppose. So if I put 0, that's better. So padding, I have to specify it to 0 in overriding my card. Padding, let's put it to 5 pixels, so it's not 0, 0 exactly. That will work, I guess. Okay, but the alignment of the child, align content center, no. That's the hard part. We have the content. Is it this one that I have? No, it's that one. I have to align the children. I'm really not an expert in CSS, so children, vertical, align, middle. Maybe that vertical align middle has to be on this one. Vertical align middle. No. Damn. Let's see. Of course, if you know those stuff, don't hesitate to help me. Horizon. Ah, it's not vertical. It's horizontal. Yes. Sorry. Align content. Align items. Maybe. Center. No. We tried a lot of them. Come on, delete it. Ah, okay, align self. That's so weird. We have to align self, the body. Okay, align self center for the body of the card. Align self center here. Okay, so now we have a body with a card with a padding of 5, align self center. If I refresh it, didn't work in the extension. Did it work in the browser? No. Did I place it the wrong one? No, I placed it to the wrong one. Oh, I didn't save in Visual Studio. Save. No. Align step. Yes, I placed it in the wrong one. Style, align self center. Of course, all those style I will make a style sheet at the end, but for testing purpose, it's easier to just put everything in line. Woohoo! It's very ugly. It's the beginning. I want to have a better background now for the card because white is a bit violent. So let's do the good old way of testing simply. What is giving the background to the card here? Just no color white. That's not a problem. Color is for the text. Background color. Maybe, but it will be in the card. Hey, thank you for the community stream challenge. We will make it soon, I guess. It's going quite quick. Okay, I have a background color here, which is defined in the card directly, so I can override it in the card. And let's choose one that would fit nicely. Just for now, of course. Let's have something like that, whatever. That will be okay. So, just not to kill my eye. We can choose one from there. Cadet blue. Ouch, it's not the correct one. I keep placing it in the wrong place. So that's for the card. Cadet blue. And we refresh. Okay, perfect. 50 bits for a croissant. Now, just for the sake of seeing it in action, we will just copy the column here, paste, copy this, replace, and replace. Okay, we should be able to see 6 of them. Nope, something went wrong. Did I replace something too much? Okay, those are good. The margin between the two is a bit bad, but that's probably related to the colon. You put 2 semicolons. Yeah, I will remove. It doesn't matter too much, but it's better to not leave them for the property of cleanliness of the code. Thank you. I will replace all of that later, but for now I'm just testing. Okay, copy here, copy here. Let's see. Okay, amazing. Perfectly beautiful. There's something that I have to change about the spacing of the column, etc., but that's related to Bootstrap. I will check after to have them better placed. What I would like to be able to do now is click on one of those and go to another page or activate another page. I will just work on the first one always, but before we do that, I will just add a CSS file and start to put my own styling in the CSS file instead of repeating it everywhere. So I guess I just create a file that I will call panel.css. Okay, and in the panel.html I will also put a link href panel.css, and let's try to define CSS for the body, to extract the CSS for the body. So if I type .body here, let me zoom, I cannot zoom, .body, and then open, close. What's the issue? Element class body. No quick fix available. Yeah, that's... Do I have to put body simply? Selector, okay. I don't know, I will stream... I don't know. Are you in a rush? You can leave and come back whenever you want, of course. I don't know how much time I will stream. I will try to at least have one interaction working. I'm into coding, so I will try to at least have one button working. I would say maybe 1 more hour maximum. This is more me goofing around than me coding, but thank you for your vote of confidence. CSS body. Yeah, how can I search that? Yes, body, I don't put a dot. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. So dot is for a class, body is for an element. So now if I take my panel.html, I take all of this, I can put it here. Oop. It should work. Okay, and then I come back and I remove completely the style from the body. Will I still have a black extension? No. No, I don't. In browser, I always test in browser because I don't know if it's a restriction for network. Did I download the CSS? Panel.css, is it there? No. So that's something related to Bootstrap CSS worked, but panel CSS didn't work. Is it just because I didn't save this file again? Or maybe I need to put a dash in the beginning? Thank you for the color code. I will set it. What we want to do is a blackboard design. So we will choose a better color later, but for now I will use that color as well. CSS that you gave me. I don't know why my CSS is not loaded. When I was going into public, it was working, so maybe I should move it into public, because public is something different. Do we want to use RGBA color? No, that's better, that's better. The X color is perfect. I want to have my CSS working, because it's more about having the file working than finding the perfect color right now. All those color, etc., we will switch later. But the file is not working. So what I did is I extracted my body style into the CSS and it didn't work. But I may be wrong on how it works for the CSS. But I would like to be able to see my CSS being loaded here, which I don't. I can see that in the head. See, in my head, it has not been added. Maybe it's within the iframe. Yes, it's within the iframe, okay. And in the head here, we don't have the CSS yet. Extension frame still. Oh my, that's a lot of iframe. Document, HTML. That's my document. And I do have supervisor. That's still not my document. Okay, panel.css is there. My question is, if I go to public panel.css, does that work? No, okay. But index.html work, so I don't know how to add Chrome support extended xcolor, which proved also the alpha value. Yeah, provide also the alpha value. Yeah, you can just add the alpha value as a 2 extra x on the beginning. So there's something that the Twix extension is changing. it's not allowing you to add a CSS to your page like that. Hello, Adam Phoebe. Yeah, we are trying to develop right now an extension for the stream that will look like that at the end, but that will be in a few weeks probably, because I'm learning. I'm not an expert at all. Where you can buy some pastry and then improve them and send them to the streamer. That will be super fun. For now, the status, we have an HTML page that is kind of working with the extension system of Twitch, because they have a lot of custom way of doing some stuff. You are not completely free. For instance, for now, I'm trying to add a CSS to Twitch extension, and it's not allowing me to do that. So maybe I should not. Maybe I could have my CSS inline. Could I do that? If I remove that, and then in the head I put a style banner, and in the style I put the body inline. That means I have to copy it for every single HTML page, and we will have multiple of them. We will see. We will see. Let's see if the extension work now. Yes. So inline CSS is working. So maybe I should not focus too much on trying to have an external page right now, but instead just going forward to transform my CSS here. So for card, we will have this style. Perfect. And it means that for every card, I can remove the style. But I will just edit one and then copy paste it. Did you reload the CSS in the HTML? I did before as a link here, but it was not hosted by the extension, the Twitch developer here. So the Twitch developer extension that simulates the environment of Twitch was not providing a link to download it. So I don't know why. I will have to investigate that further. But for now, it's not an issue. I can have my CSS inline. That will work as well. So we have the card. We have the card body that I will specify the style. And in the card body, we just want to align self-center. Link ref. I will try. Sure. I don't think it's an issue with. You may be right, but I don't think it's an issue with that line of code. I think it's an issue with the way the server is hosting file, and I probably have to specify to the server that it has to host the CSS file somewhere, or there is maybe a different URL that I have to specify for going to it. Let's leave my style tag here. Title, patisserie, before I forget. Don't use the dash in front. The slash in front. Done. Let's see. Nope. It doesn't do it. This disappeared because I removed the style manually from here. The issue here is, I can try with the dash as well. Yeah, no. The issue is that this program that simulates the environment is not hosting the the CSS file properly. I probably have to specify it somewhere that I have an extra CSS file to host. You may neither enter an absolute path or a relative path in the front is no more than a collection of HTML, CSS, and JSON file. So let's check if I have another sample from here that uses CSS. Another sample from GS. No, there's no CSS from Twitch. There's no CSS anywhere. So I may have to specify it somewhere. I don't know where, but that's not something important right now. Maybe here. File extension. Let's just write the new CSS file directly from HTML. Yeah, that's what I was doing before. Just here, and it works. The problem of doing it like that right now is that I won't be able to share it between multiple files, but that I will do that later. That's not an issue. So I think we are good here for the CSS. In that part, I can copy this again. This is a very bad way of doing it, of course. I'm not using repetition, for loop, etc. But as I said, to understand the extension and those kind of issues, I prefer to go old school. And then I will make a React application that is a bit better and that handles stuff in a different way. I'm copying the wrong stuff, of course, like always. Okay, Control Z. Because of the HTML tag, yeah, don't worry, I understand what RZR is speaking about. I have another view on the stream just on the side. Okay, let's delete. It will be easier and clearer. Copy this one there and copy them in the row every time. Row every time. Okay, what does it look like now? Not stream avatar. Refresh. Okay, we have our first page. It's ugly right now, but I don't mind. What I want to do is to have this as a button, and when you click on it, you activate another page. I don't know if we are able to activate another page. I think we will have to go with a system of multiple tabs on the same page and hide an element and show another one. Because in the panel, I'm quite sure we are forced to stay in panel. Okay, to do that, I need to have my card as a button. Yeah, JavaScript, of course. Would that work to just put a button on top of my card with type button, of course, because we are just using Bootstrap HTML and not React. And I suppose that there's a Java is fine. JavaScript is meh. It's a bit yeah. I understand what you mean. Purple book. Oh, Hakim. Bootstrap HTML on click. Bootstrap HTML button component. Tell me, my friend. That's version 4. How do I make the on click? Ah, it's a type submit. There is no on click in HTML simple. Okay, so it has to be in a form, I suppose. Ah. Sure. Really? That will be for React, right? Bootstrap button on click event, Stack Overflow. Type button, class, blah blah blah, on click. Is it with jQuery? Okay. Next. Okay, that was to show and hide stuff. On click. Let's try it. We will see if it works. Otherwise, I will have to set it in a form. But first, before trying it here, I will try in a different place. Before the container, we will have a big button, and didn't I had a test button? Yeah, I do have a test button, the top chef one. Perfect. So the test button, we will have here a on click. And the on click in the extension I cannot use a lot, but I can console.log probably and log an info on click. Let's see if that works. We do have a console here, so it may work. No? Okay, let's view in Chrome. The default way of testing stuff. Okay, now we have the button here. I will have to remove the style of the button, but we will be able to click this. That's already cool. Let's inspect this one. We do have the console on click. Okay, that doesn't do anything. We received it in the console. Okay. Okay, it's visible in the console in Chrome. That doesn't mean it will be visible in that doesn't mean it works here. So just to try, I will change the JavaScript on click. I will include jQuery and change an element color. Let's try that. jQuery CDN. Which version? Minified. Let's see, now that I have jQuery, I will have on the top, or on the bottom, whatever, just a script of the JavaScript. For now, oh no, I can go to the viewer directly. Okay, those script works. So those are hosted. Let's add my own, because I don't need those one right now. What I will add is a script, src, and we will call it panel.js. Cool. And the type is the same. Okay, perfect. So I have my own panel. I have jQuery, so I can easily query for items. And I will create a new file named panel.js. Let's just check that we don't need to have a specific export, etc. I don't think so. It's just a basic, yes, something basic. Add logic for hitting the submit panel. Okay, so on document start, we already have jQuery, so I don't need to add it myself. Probably Twitch is adding it himself. So let's remove it to not have a conflict of having two of them. Viewers, I will take this function, which is the onStart function in the panel, but I will remove the submit form right now because that's not what we will do. What I want to have is to have a function. So on start there is nothing, but we can define a constant on button click test equal function that takes something. We will see what it is in that something, and we will just console.log the name of the function plus the something, but in a separate one if there is. Okay, let's try that. So normally we should have the method defined. If I don't make mistake in JavaScript, don't get I'm very bad in JavaScript, so probably I will have to have example of how to make a function properly, but I suppose, yeah, there's no example here. I suppose it should be okay. Let's go to the panel again, and instead of putting console log, well, let's leave it, put a comma and the method that we just can I call it like that? On click test, will that work? I don't know. I will try. Of course we will not see it here. I don't know why. So let's refresh it in Chrome. Clear this. Click the button. Aha! On button click test is not defined. At least that's something good. Does that mean that we don't have the JavaScript here? Panel.js. Something is vibrating. I think it's neighbored. That's a weird sound. It's not my phone. We have the panel.js here. I wonder if we did download it this time. Panel.css didn't work, of course, that we know. I don't see panel.js here. How does that work with the extension, the hosting of the extension? That's so weird. Neighborhood gone crazy. Yeah. JS, aha, CSS, yes. Let's do something visible. That's the reason why. Script, that will help. Okay, here of course nothing. Here we refresh. Still none, but we will see if the button does something. At least it's not telling me that the function doesn't exist anymore. Better we smash the neighbor. It's not telling me anymore the method doesn't exist, but it's not making me the console.log anymore. Really? That's I'm turning it around. Panel.js, we are good. Let's see, we had console.log. Let's remove the object. Maybe that's the reason why. And here we will put parenthesis. So we call the method directly on the onClick. That may be better. Let's save everything. Refresh. And do nothing here. Refresh. Cross your fingers. Aha! On button click test. You don't see it. You see it. It's here. Okay, so we are able to call easily a method from JavaScript with just the onClick method. We don't need to go and make a form per button, etc. That's much better, because what we want to do now is just have multiple div, and show and hide the correct one according to the view that we want to have. Thank you. Maybe you can stand. You have to jump. Okay, so that means that this full div that we had before, here we will call it class tab. We don't need to put it a class, but we will give him an ID, and this ID will be main page, whatever. Stand. So that's the main page completely. But we will have another page that will have ID Top Chef page. Perfect. And we will have in it an H1, let's say Top Chef, simply like that. And we will have a third page that will be the one that we defined here. We can call it ingredient page, for instance. Ingredient page. Okay, let me camel case all of that because I prefer it. Top page, camel case, main page. Of course, I'm making a mistake because this is the title of our application, the first row. So what we will have to do is remove that main page from here. And I guess this is it. And we will, so here we are out of the main page, right? I wish, okay, I do have a breadcrumb here. So if I enter main page, div main page, okay, row, I wish there was a better formatting. Probably there is a format HTML, format document. Thank you. Haha, Visual Studio Code is very cool sometimes. Okay, so now I have my main page here, it's that line. So I know that here I'm outside of the main page and I will put the other page there. Okay, Top Chef page and ingredient page. The fact is that those should be hidden for now. So we will put this style, I guess. Is it? Let's hide them at startup, because for now, by code, if I refresh this, we have Top Chef, ingredient. They are visible. If I go in my JS on startup, I can use jQuery to search for those pages and hide them. Top Chef page dot hide, and do the same for the ingredient page. Okay, let's check. Wonderful, it worked perfectly. As we see, there's no problem. So we can continue. No, that doesn't work, of course. I don't know if I need to put a dot here or something like that. I never know my jQuery. So what we will do is we will run exactly the same stuff in the button click. So because I'm not sure that this is running yet, but I can console log startup of panel.js. So we are sure that this is running as well. Okay. And jQuery CDN we don't need. We can refresh this. Top Chef. That does nothing. Very bad. Very bad. There is not really a way for me to debug this properly, but I should check jQuery jQuery selector ID. It's a dollar sign, not a dollar sign, a sharp sign. Okay, so it's just one character mistake. Highlighted smash. Wow, that's double. Cool. Okay, so with a sharp sign, will it work? Yes, it works. It works. So we are making progress. It's our first interaction. So let's change the method and call it show top chef. Okay, that's the method. And and the show top chef will just show this one and hide the main page. So very low tech here. Main page hide and show top chef as this method. And of course on startup we will just call show top chef as well. Okay. The stream is sponsored with waffle. Okay. On startup we show top chef. Perfect. Let's allow 3 method. As I said, we go very low tech here. Show main page. Oh, hello there, General Kenobi. Show main page, show top chef, and show ingredient. Oh, that's a new one. Yeah. Allons-y, I should have my doctor. I do have my doctor displayed there. Here it is. Perfect timing. So, show main page will show the main page. Top chef will show this one. And this will show that. Of course, those debug methods, they are not really useful, but I prefer to keep them for now. We are still in debug mode. And when we start the extension, we show the main page then, not the top chef. Okay, that's very good. On the top chef page though, we will have a row that will be show main page. It's like menu page actually. So back to menu. And let's try that. Are you ready for the longest interaction ever in our first extension? We click on top chef, we see the top chef, we are back to the menu. Cool. And now of course, the ingredient there. Yay! You have the blueprint of a Dalek. Wow! That's so cool. A real physical blueprint on blue paper. And if we go back to the button here, it's a poster. Aha, that's nice. I will just remove the type button so we don't have a style on this button, but we can still use the on click. We will see if that works. And this will show the ingredient page. So ingredient page, okay. Show ingredient. Okay, let's see if that works. This button is stopping there. There's something wrong with my formatting again, I assume. Why do I have my button stopping at the wrong place? That should be like that. Yes, better order. Dalek? Haha, you don't know the Dalek? Doctor Who is very, very good. If you like science fiction and goofy science fiction, light-hearted, but that can sometimes go super deep, Doctor Who is worth watching, at least until the last few years, I would say. Will that work? You don't have to go back to the 60s because there's 60 years of series. Maybe if you want a good idea of it, you can start on 2005, the new series, and then when you become addicted, you can go back to the 60s. Ingredient page, everything works. We just have an ugly background color here, but I can fix that. You will consider watching it sometimes. Button, class, transparent button, and tell us if you watch it. I'm sure Erzia and myself will be happy to hear your opinion. Transparent button, why do you like it? Okay, it's empty. Background color, transparent. Okay, I will have to fix the borders, etc., but at least it works. Cool. So that's the easy part. I will just make a very fake picture for the stuff here for now, because that's the next step. A fake page. I will add a row in the ingredient to go back to the menu in case the user decides to change what you want to purchase. And I will have 2 columns this time with 2 different buttons, and the last button will have a different color, and it will be buy. I don't know the name. We will figure out send, purchase, whatever, deliver, cook. Cook. Okay, do I have another type of info button? Not info, but I don't know the color by heart. I think you prefer Capaldi. It's one of the best doctor. Yeah, he was very good. It was one of the doctor that seemed to have the most theatrical experience, I would say. So, but I still like the goofiness of Tennant as well. You mean light gray to purchase? Yes. We will replace all those drawing later by chalk drawing. But for now, we will have color. Bootstrap, HTML, color. Yeah, they will have the same name in for whatever. Success. Let's call it success. To buy. You'll be away for a while, but you may come back later. See you later, maybe. Good luck. Thank you. See you later. Okay, so what does it look like? Refresh. Click on that. We can go back to the menu, or we can cook. Yeah, okay, this button will be the fun one. Because this button will be the one that will have to call the server side. So when we will click that, we will have to have a backend. On the backend, we will have to store the information that the user purchased it. Also, say to Twitch that. Oh, thank you for the like. Say to Twitch that we have to deduce the bit, purchase the bit, and also we need to have a third HTML page, which is the overlay that I will put on this stream here, that will display the purchase item. Yes, cook equals send API request for buying something. But we will change the name. I don't know what we will do right now. So there will be more information here. The page that I'm making right now is this one that will say send the croissant to the streamer name with the price, possibility to add extra flavoring, and then send. I just realized that I needed an extra button here to go back to menu, because otherwise we may be stuck in this page. So voila. So voila. Okay, so I could spend my time to do this page, but I want to have the basic working, so let's start a server. Now that we have the basic of the UI, everything else is details. I want to have a server that will receive the information that the user clicked on the button. Good. Let's close all of those. That's a bit much. Oh, I don't have music anymore since a long time. Let's click this. Can I just transform this into HTML? I wish. I can just take a picture and copy paste, but that will not be interactive, etc. Maybe in the future it will work like that though. There's a few applications that allow you to do that, but it's still not very working perfectly. And as we saw here, by coding for the Twitch environment, we have to be super precise with everything. So yeah, let's see. Cook button will call the purchase item method. We don't know yet, we didn't store anywhere what we purchased, etc., which button we purchased, but we can do that easily by in the show ingredient method, putting an ID here. So for instance, the ID here would be croissant, and then in the panel.js, in the show ingredient here, we can take pastry ID, show ingredient for pastry ID. We can store that somewhere. Simply here, for instance, constant selected pastry ID equal nothing for now. And then we can set that so we remember it for later. Selected pastry ID equal pastry ID. Perfect. Okay, so once we will have the method which was purchase, what was the name that I selected? Purchase item. It should start with a minuscule, not a cap lock. Purchase item. That will be a function. That will take more information later because we will have the different options, etc. Option blah blah blah. Here we will have to make the call to the server side. So there was an example of call here to the server side with an AJAX call. So let's just pick that one up, but we have to validate that we are authenticated. Okay, so that's how we do. That's why I kept this code, because this will be very similar. Except that I don't have a form. Purchase item, I don't have a form at all. So we just log that we are in the function purchase item. We check if we have a token. We don't know what is token yet. We have to copy it from the other GS, which was viewer.js. I will put it here so we can look at both at the same time. Okay, so we can see here that there was a token, and that token was just a variable on top. Wow, the music is super violent, this one. Let me... royalty free chill music, not violent music. Perfect, 12 hours. I think in 12 hours we will end the stream. Let me know if it's not too loud as we change video. Perfect, we were there, and we just have to select here token and user ID. It may be filled by Twitch. Let's take the Twitch extension as well. I don't think we will need it. We need to retrieve the context that is sent by Twitch and the authorization. Okay, that's what will give us the token. So when the environment of Twitch opens the page, it will authorize the user and then send us a token. A fake user for now. We don't have the name of the user, etc. We will need it later, but for now that will be enough. We don't have configuration, so we don't need that. And I think we are good. So that was easy. Let's come back to a purchasing item. We have a token. Very good. We are submitting a purchase. And that's where we will take the different extra options that are in the page, but we don't need them right now. And we will make a post Ajax to localhost 3000, and we don't have that server right now, but we will make just purchase, and we will stringify an object that will say pass-tree ID, selected pass-tree ID. Okay, that's all we have in the object right now that we are sending. We are sending it as JSON with the authorization bearer. Amazing. That should work. That will not do anything. Thank you for the stretch. Stretch time. Everyone else is poor contributing to the challenge, so here's the strength for me. Thank you, love. I see you are back to your slimy slime with the eye, the googly eye. It's so funny. Okay, this will not work because we don't have the server, but I want to see it fail to be sure that we are good. So I will refresh the page here, go there and cook. Nothing happened. It makes sense, but nothing happened here too. Okay, now if I do the same there, I go to this croissant and I go to network and cook. We see that the request is gone and failed. Localhost purchase. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, it's not listed here though, but I saw it on the bottom of the screen. So, am I running the background? Yes, I'm running the backend, which is this one. And there's plenty stuff in this backend that we will have to clean. But for now, just for the sake of it, let's just add our own post method, app.post. And what we said is purchase? I don't remember. Purchase. Purchase. No accent, please. That's a French keyboard mistake. Request response. And then we want to go to a method here. So now this will work. We will have automatically the header being set properly. We have, however, to log that we are here, because it's always good, and verify and decode the payload. So this will check the GUAT token and take the body and transform the body into a readable JSON, which has the same form as the one that we created in this page here. So pastry ID, we will do the same. Channel ID equal payload. Okay, I guess we can take the, I don't know if that will work. We didn't send it. Did they send it before in the other viewer, or is it added by yeah, I think it's added by the environment of Twitch, so we can have the opaque user ID as well. Okay, very good. Let's log. And do I have to return something? I guess no. If there is an error somewhere, but we don't have a save method, we console.error. But otherwise, for now, let's just log what we will log is json.stringify. Let's just log the how do I do that? Let's just log the pastry ID. Just to test that it works. Okay. So if I come to this rig, run the front end, I will run the backend not with the environment of Twitch first, but with my own npm server that I pre-made npm start. We did that at the beginning of the stream. We are listening on port 3000. Perfect. So now let's click the button. I don't think I can click it from Chrome though. I think I have to click it for, stop the front end, run the front end. I closed it by mistake. I think I have to run it from this this stuff to have the GUT token. So let's cook and let's go see in Visual Studio. We have an error, but it's a good news. The error is pastry ID is not defined. Yes, it's pastry ID here. Cool, it means that we managed to catch our request in the server side. That's so nice. Cook. Undefined. Okay, let's log the request body, etc. Because in app purchase, in verify, yes, app purchase, verify. Let's log those stuff because I don't know how this construction is working. I will check the other code after. I always have to stop my npm server, start it again. And press the cook button. Pastry ID croissant. Okay, so that's my payload. So can I just, instead of using this strange construct, can I just log payload.pastry_id? .pastry_id? That would be amazing. JavaScript, we can put those semicolon, we don't have to. Terminate, yes. We had two undefined, probably that one doesn't exist. So let's rerun and cook. Pastry ID croissant undefined. What's happening here? It's the request.body, which is let's log the payload. Some stuff are going good, some stuff are going bad. It's always the case. Okay, this is the payload. Okay, we have the payload has two objects. Okay. The first one being the pass-through ID that is interesting for me. So we could, and that's why it's deconstructed from an array to two separated object here. So I guess that would work. Yes. That's not the pass-through ID though. It's the parameter. It's the purchased item, purchase options. Okay, that makes sense. And in the purchase option, we will have the pass-through ID. JavaScript with the undefined type, etc. Sometimes it's a bit messy. And opaque user ID. Okay, let's try that. If that works, we have something. Oops. Purchase option is not defined. It is though. How do they use it in the other stuff? Let's see viewer. No, not viewer. It's still in backend. It's just after. They are defining channel ID and opaque user ID. They are just naming the stuff in payload. I see. This is a weird construct for me. So you are just naming the stuff in payload for that. So is that even used? Element is unused. Element is unused. But they would use them like that. On this side, I guess we can really go low tech. Huh? I can just take my payload 0 and my payload 1. That should work. I suppose. Let's cook. Undefined. I'm really confused here. Cook. Okay. Now this time, in the payload, I just have this. So it's different. We have the body, which is the pass-through ID, and the payload, which is the opaque user. So if I make those two, does it work? Cook. Yes. Okay. So what I can say here is constant pass-through ID, just to remember for me, is request.body dot pass-through ID, and then constant opaque user equal payload. I don't know why it has not been it's not the same as the other method, but I guess that's that. Opaque user, perfect. So now if I do this, pass-through ID, opaque user, we should have the same result. I didn't restart my server. And let's say I change the user. I don't know. It's somewhere here. No, it's when I made a new view. Okay. When I make a new view, I can select which kind of view I want. So, logged in viewer, for instance, with a panel. Okay, so I can click cook here, and that's cook with the broadcaster. And now I do have croissant, perfect. And user ID, I have this one. We don't know what it is, but role broadcaster. So we know we are broadcaster. And with the next one, if I select this croissant and cook, I don't know if I clicked correctly. No, I didn't. Cook. We will see that we are a viewer and that we selected croissant. Okay, amazing, 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 amazing. So, just for the sake of cleaning, all of that can go because I don't care about MongoDB right now. These two, this I have to keep, bearer prefix, and I have to keep. I just don't care about MongoDB. And I think we are good. Haha. Okay, so what we want to do now is, once we have that information, we should display it in another screen. And the other screen should be an overlay. So if I create a new view here, overlay, sure, that's the overlay right now, and it will load my stream. Damn, I hope there is no sound. I think we are good. Okay, maybe I should not look at it too much, but it's video overlay.html that I need to do. So video underscore overlay.html. So I will create that file, video overlay.html, and I'm not sure if that's an overlay that I have to do or if it's just a normal page that is served by the server. That I will have to understand later. But in the video overlay, let's have just a body, well, HTML. Do I have an example that I can copy paste? Yeah, I may need the doc type, etc. But for now, let's write it the simplest way possible. HTML head body and the links. I'm quite sure I will need the link to the extension of Twitch, otherwise Twitch complains. Voila. And what I will do in the body is I will have a big H1, let's say video overlay. Okay, perfect. And I want to have a script, and the source will be alert.js, stream alert.js. Okay, in which one here I should have a div that is hidden but that contain an image. So div id alert. In this one I will have an image. Oh, actually I can reuse a card. Panel.html. Let's not do it like that for now. I can just have an image. The source will be the croissant. Just just for now, public croissant, and a text that will say, for instance, romantic, purchased, cooked a croissant for 50 bits. Very simple. Let's see if that's visible at least in the overlay. Okay, video overlay, we have the croissant and we have the text. Okay, so that will not be the page that we will see though. What we will do is view in the browser, hide this overlay, show the overlay, but we will see it in the browser and we will just open that page in OBS. So it's full screen. Yes, that's an issue. But I don't think that's an issue for now. It's probably because this is a video overlay and it should not be a video overlay. It should be something else. I just want to have the code here that will show this when we click the button. So it will be quite easy because we will create the file streamalert.js. And I have an example of code for that in my GitHub, because I did that recently with a colleague. I just have to figure out where. I think it's in the not login. This is open source anyway, so everyone can have access to it. I'm not showing anything private. Do you have an echo? It's not loud, I just noticed it. That may be the stream alert. That may be this stuff here. I don't know how to stop it. Let me remove the view. That may be the issue. We will see. Tell me if it's still... if you still have the echo. Can I still open this? No. I cannot. But it's fine, I will start it when I need. Echo is gone. Okay, that's the issue. Server module. It's not here, but we have it's the portal that I need. So it's in public. I'm confused. It's not in the phone. It's not in the, it's in the login, yes. JS? No. Check claim management.js. Okay, perfect. This is a simple method. Check cook. Checking cook. That will call a JSON on a server. But it should have a base. We will use Axios here, not get JSON. Well, we can get JSON. That's fine. And that with that stuff, we'll check, okay, do we have a valid JSON or not? If we have a valid vision, we can do something. Here it was a redirect, but it doesn't matter. And we set the interval every 5 seconds. It's fine for now. And we will call, say, check cook initialized. Okay. That should be okay. Except that, in this case, I have to wrap the initialization in this function. Okay. And I don't know where it will call, so let's replace the JSON call by an Axios call, an Ajax call, like this one. We will need also the user ID, the token. No, in this case we want We don't need that. I don't know how to do that here because we want to have to be unidentified, probably. Let's just go with it. We will fix the issue as we go. In stream alert, I will replace this by a call. In function check cook, it will tell us not authorized for now. We don't need this. Okay, we want to post to check cook. We don't need any data. We can put an authorization, so let's just take the same authorization. Which means we need that as well. Okay, now we should have the authorization in that page and we should be able to call check cook. Okay, in the backend, just making it very simple right now. I can delete the Mongo related stuff. I cannot delete purchase. What I will do is have an extra get method, which is check cook, which will take a request and a resource, result, and a lambda method that will check if this method has been called before. So what I will do is just take those two constants, put them outside. Pass3 ID will be nothing, and set them in this method. So at the beginning, pass3 ID is empty, opaque user is an empty object, and if we call purchase, it will set them on the server, and check cook will just return res. How do we do that? I don't remember. Let's check on my GitHub. So this was get notification verification is available, whatever. It will be in the module of the server for the claim management, I suppose. Resource.send false or true. Haha. Okay, that's just a send. Okay, for now we will say we will make it more complex after with a JSON object, etc. But what we will say is if pass3 ID is different than nothing, then we return true. And we said console.log check log returned true. We have to wrap it. And same here. In this case, return false. And in check cook. Let's see if that works. That's a lot of code that may be going wrong. Let's see if we can at least start the server. We are listening on port 3000. Perfect. Now if I open that, and that's something I would like to change here. Server listening on HTTP localhost to that. Okay, so I think if I stop my server now and start it again, I will be able to click in the console to open it. Yes, perfect. Okay, get doesn't provide anything, but we can check, what was it? Check cook? False. Very good. So now if in check cook I do a cook and I refresh it, false. Not good, not good. So I don't know if that's because this is not persistent or anything. Check to cook return false. Ah, here we had an error. Argument assignment to constant variable. Aha, it's because it's constant, of course. Just set those as variable. Thank you for the clear message. Okay, we are still at false. Perfect. And now let's try again. Cook. True. Haha. Okay, great. And here, instead of returning true, can I send a JSON that will be pass-tree ID, which is pass-tree ID, option 1, which is none, false, for instance, and then user name. For now, it will be an ID, but we have to transform that, which will be opaque user dot, I don't remember, but user ID, user ID. Okay, let's see that. And we will just add here cooked true, and here cooked false. The fact is that when we send the true, we have to reset the pass-tree ID to null. So let's do that, and the opaque user ID as well to nothing, because we sent the alert to the overlay, so we don't need to display it anymore. Very good. Let's restart the npm, cross our fingers. We almost have the full flow working now. Let's cook. Open the check cook. We receive the pass-tree ID croissant with the extra information, etc., and the user ID. If we check cook again, it's false because we already received it. What we will do then is check the video overlay. The stream alert.js has to call check cook with the Ajax. How do we do done? It says username because I wrote myself username. In the backend here I wrote username for now. It's just a text that I wrote because I know that in the backend I will have to convert the user ID to a username to send it. So this is a to-do update later. To-do update username. But I already gave to the API the correct name of the variable that I will use in the rest of the code. To do update user ID to username. There's a whole API in Twitch that I will have to call. It's plenty of the method to transform that opaque user, which is a user that is just not identifiable user by human eye, to a real user where I can have your name, like Erziar. This is described in the documentation. I didn't read it yet, so for today, I'm just skipping it, putting it aside. Okay. I was in the video overlay. I will hide the alert, the full alert at the beginning. Let's put a background to this so it will be super visible for today. background color blue violet. Wonderful. Wonderful. So okay. Stream alert. Okay, when we are done here, I don't know how Ajax works, but I assume it takes a function with data. I don't know. Probably. Let's see. Console.log received response from plus data. Let's see what's inside. And let's log it as an object as well. So let's do that. And of course, as well, I will do on error. I guess it's fail. I will have a function that will probably have an error message. And I will do the same. Error from checkbooks with error. Okay, logging those. Oh whoa, I have 3027 gold. Wow. Congrats. We will have to make you a super expensive item to buy. Okay, let's try this. You may have a little bit of echo for 1 second. I will cut, just so you don't have an echo, I will cut the music and the desktop audio. So we are sure it doesn't cause a problem. I will open the overlay. And now we have the Ramen Cook Cake. This is the big stuff that we have right now. Can I? I cannot click it to stop the sound. That's really nasty. But whatever. We can see the stuff here. I will open it in browser. And I don't know if in the browser I will be able to see the call because we have the GWT token. Don't remember that. So the call may fail. There's a resource that failed to be loaded. I don't know which one though. Manifest.json, that's fine. Okay. Nothing is happening. Let me delete this view temporarily. Go back to the sound. Nothing is happening at the beginning. I would like to have the check cook initialized visible at least. So stream alert.js in the video overlay, is it correct? Stream alert.js. Do we need to have the slash on the beginning? No. We may need the type. Okay. Stream alert, is it the correct name? Yes. Perfect. I will do something visible in the HTML as well. So I will take this one and I will call it alert overlay. I'm afraid of using the word alert. It may be a restricted word. Alert overlay for the ID, and I will hide it when we come into the view. So that will be exactly the same here. It will be jQuery that will take alert overlay dot hide. Okay, and of course when we receive proper data, if the data dot cooked equal true, well, if it's cooked, we will show it, and we will have to set an animation CSS maybe to hide it after a while. Okay. I have to restart my server, I guess. No, I didn't have to. We're almost there. I really want to have this overlay displayed on the screen. If we have that, we have most of the stuff that doesn't require the Twitch API. The Twitch API, I will have to make research later, so how to discount bits, etc. But we will already have the big backbone of the extension today. That would be amazing. Okay. I cannot. Okay, cooked false for now. That's perfect. If I add the video overlay, cut the music, overlay, save, it's visible. Can we not have JavaScript in the video overlay? Ah. Is there another kind of view? That is dumb to do that. Let's see. Switch extension. GS in overlay. No, we should be able to have some overlay. That's silly what I'm thinking. That's really silly. So something is crashing in the video overlay here. Ah, wait. There's something interesting here. Invoke Windows Twitch extension rig log your front-end JavaScript to have message appeared in this console. Sure. Thank you. I should have seen that age ago. So let's invoke it here, but we have the just Twitch, right? To avoid the blah 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 extension. Twitch.rig.log check cook initialized. Let's see if that works. Stream alert. Video overlay.js. Maybe I have to code it video overlay.js just in case. Let's do that because there may be restriction of what JS you can call. That may be why my panel CSS was not working. It's another folder. Maybe. Okay, create a new view, overlay, save. Nothing. I don't know. That's the part I don't know. I will have to look in more detailed. Yeah, I will have to look in more detail. Let's refresh the page. There's video overlay.js. Aha, references. Okay, easy. Thank you. Thank you, Chrome, as always. The issue is I don't have jQuery here. Why don't I have jQuery in the overlay? But I do have it there. jQuery is defined like that. I'm blind sometimes. Okay, that should fix it. Let's refresh the page. Okay, it became hidden. Check cook initialized. Awesome. I don't know why we have two bar, but whatever. Okay, so let's open it again in Chrome just to be sure. We are good. It hides the stuff. Will it make a network call though? I made 5-second timer. Can we have a set timer in an extension of Twitch? Set timer. GS. Set timeout, sorry. Set timeout, yes, what's your issue here? We have to use a pub/sub method with a WebSocket. That will be more complicated. Okay, I will have to check that later, but we apparently make post to something, but to the coordinator, not to the page we want. Just for now, as the set timeout doesn't work, set interval doesn't work, doesn't seem to work. Smash! Yes, smash! As of for now, I will smash it. What I will do is just to do pub/sub with Twitch. I will just have a button for today to check that the rest of my code work. That will call check cook. Just much easier. So let's have a button of type button that has on click check cook, and that is check instead of timer. Perfect. So if I go back to this view, I have the button check instead of timer. It will do something. Check cook return false, but I don't know from when. Let's restart the server. We will see if check cook will be called when I click the button. You have to save energy for tomorrow because of Kahim. Yes, that's why I'm finishing this quick. But I'm so excited by that. I will probably make more of it off stream anyway. So, okay, click the button. Click the button, did nothing. Video overlay. Let's replace all the console.log by that. So I can debug here instead of debugging in Chrome. Perfect. And refresh this one. Check cook initialized multiple times. Click to set the timer. Error in function check cook. Okay. Check cook object. So check cook sent an error. I will json.stringify this. Come on. It doesn't exist, json.stringify? Okay, the error. You totally lost the overview over what you are coding. So, for now, what we have is we have those 3 pages already. Okay, we don't have data in it, but we have the selection of the menu that go to a page where we can select ingredient, and I can show those here. We have this page where you select first the type of pastry. You click on it, you select the ingredient with option, and then you press cook. When you press cook, it goes to the backend here, I have my backend running, and my backend knows, okay, you have a croissant to cook, okay? And this user requested a croissant. After that, I already made a function, an API function here, that when it will be called, will tell us, okay, that user, that's a username, but it's user ID for now, requested a croissant. If I call it again, it's over, it's redeemed. Okay, what I'm doing right now is trying to have a page that will show the croissant on stream, like this. So this page should call the method that I made just before, that say a user requested a croissant every few seconds, and it should say, hey, is there something new to do? Hey, is there something new to do? Constantly. And at one point, the server will say, yes, there is a croissant in the pipe from that user. And when we receive that information, we display it on the screen. Okay? When we display it on the screen, that's what is not working right now. So I made the page, and the page is loading, but it called the method correctly, check cook, but the method is making an error. Okay, I don't know what is the error yet, so I change the code now, so it will tell me what is the error. Click. The JavaScript didn't even load this time. So that's even worse. What did I change that crashed everything? Maybe it's just let's restart the server. Okay. Refresh this page. Error equal object here is because I made a translation to string in JavaScript, and in JavaScript when it's an object, it's just dumping it like that. It doesn't show you what are the properties in it. That's why I just changed the code here. Instead of having plus error simply, I have json.stringify. This is a method that will transform the object to readable stuff. But for now, I don't even manage to go back into this initialize method, so I probably have something wrong, something else wrong in my method. Maybe Chrome will tell me. No, Chrome doesn't tell me. Let's okay, those are the last change I made. Video overlay.js. That was working before. Okay, that works again. Check cook initialized. Let's click in function check cook. It didn't make a mistake, an error yet. So I will cook now. Check cook instead of a timer. It seemed to make the call. It doesn't tell me anything about the result. So let's, it's because I'm not logging it into the correct log. I may have to put single quote here. Okay, check cook, error. Now we have a proper error on the bottom of the text. And the error is saying, it's a bit small for me to read. It's an HTML page error. cannot post. Because it's not a post, it's a get. Yes. Okay. Get. Get and no content type. Okay, that was my mistake. We should make it's a get method. Receives response from, and the response is pastry and croissant. Amazing. Amazing. So we have the full flow. Let me remove that one. So we have the full flow. We have the patisserie here. We can see the top chef, there's no data. But we can also select one of the patisserie, choose the ingredient, either go back to the menu or cook it. And when we cook it, here there will be a timer that automatically do this click. It will display it on the stream. Amazing. And after a while, it will hide it on the stream, of course, afterwards. But that will be just one stuff here. I can just hide it automatically after 5 seconds already. Let's see. We will need to have a better workflow for doing that, but that should be okay. So for now we have nothing. I can click on check instead of timer as much as I want. It won't show an overlay. If I order patisserie and click on it, we see the overlay. And then normally after 5 seconds, it should disappear. No, of course, we don't have the timer. So it's next time I click, it disappears. That's the stuff I will have to figure out. So there's a lot to do left, but at least we have the backbone of the extension. So I think that will be good for the stream. It took more than 3 hours, 3 hours 20 just to do that. It's quite intensive to do it because I'm really not an expert about it. I'm learning as I go. So you saw me making many mistakes, but that's how you progress, that's how you code, and that's how you manage to get better. Yes, of course. I will have to take care of all of that. For now, I just wanted to have the basic flow to see if it works. I will have to, of course, store the different requests in a queue system, and when you call the method check, it will just return you the first one and remove it from the queue. We will also have to preserve them in the database, so in case the server crash, we can retrieve them and still see them on the screen. There's quite a lot to do. So yes, but those are good commands. It's a command we have to take care about. That's a very good command, yeah. We have many of those. For instance, the extension only works with one channel for now. If we want to have some of our friends using it, etc., we will have to take care of that to remember in which channel you bought stuff. So will they be stored in Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I will make a SQL little database because it's so easy to do. Exactly. I will make a SQL little database if Twitch allows it, because as we will store a host on the Twitch server, they may have some restriction that prevent us to write on the file system. So I don't know. If I can write on the file system from the code, then I will make an SQL little database. If I cannot, I will go back to the Mongo one because the Mongo one was working. Yeah. I don't think we will delete it once we show it on the screen, because what we want to do is we want also to have the leaderboard, the top chef. Let me show you again. So we want to have this other page that show who is the person that gave the most to the streamer, either with bits or with waffle. It depends the configuration we will do. I don't know. I don't know what's possible. But to have this configuration, we should not delete the information. We should just flag it as shown on screen. Yes, and I think that will be everything in the future will be much easier to do. We have really the basics. A lot of what we have to do now is contacting the Twitch API to do the proper call, maybe figuring out the overlay, because for now I'm using the overlay system to make a full page with the alert on it. I'm not sure that's the correct page that I'm using it. We may have to move it to another page, but all of that is quite easier. I think as we still have, of course, a lot of work to make it very nice, but what I wanted to confirm today is it something within the realm of possibility? Is it something that me and Boo, or Boo and I, can do together without too much need from help, from purchasing stuff, etc. I think that's something actually in the realm of our skill. It may be a bit complicated because we are not expert at all, but we should manage. We should manage. Okay. Thank you for being part of it. It was very nice to chill with everyone. And there will be more coding stream. There will be more designing stream. Sometimes Boo will be with us and she will design at the same time. Maybe one day she will just make a stream by herself to design, but there's no guarantee of that. We don't promise anything. She's still a bit shy about it and afraid to be boring. We have to motivate her. And we will, after making this extension, we will work on our game as well on stream. But all those streams will be streamed like today, which are extra stream from the game stream. The game stream will remain on Wednesday and Saturday. Voilà. Okay, that's kind of all for me today. I will slowly go up and rest a bit to be ready for fighting Hakim tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye bye. Before I go, now you're boring too. Yes, just before I go, I will offer to everyone that stays some stars. You have, so you can have that during the end stream. Bye bye.